Superwoman Summit. Just the energy, just being surrounded with the right people, the right energy, the right mindset. Change that for me. Who's coming up next is Dr. Megan. And Dr. Megan Lebon is a naturopathic doctor, and she specializes on gut health, GI health, and it's our gut is where everything begins, and it's so important. Her partner, they're a dynamic duo together, Mo Bhattacharya, and I hope I said that right, is a biochemist who specializes in Ayurvedic and essential oil solutions. And she educates them on the real well. I mean, she spits them up like fire. So if you grab a pen, grab a paper, but of course, there's also recording. But one of the things that I'm learning about how we use our time effectively is what you can do at the moment. Don't put it for later. I have had a lot of recordings of summits that I haven't been able to get back to, but I said, I'm going to go back to it later because I have a recording and I'm going to take note and watch later on. Well, it never happened. So take the opportunity while you're here, grab a pen, grab a paper, because what Dr. Megan and Dr. And Mo is going to talk about is going to be so powerful. It's something that's going to be life changing for you, and it's something that you could actually share with people as they come around you. You'll actually have something to say. So I'm saying we actually have both. They're both here now. I'm gonna invite Dr. Megan to the stage, and I'm gonna invite Mo. So you're gonna have a power pack couple in here. I lost Mo already. Where did Mo go? Oh, there. We're gonna make her a panelist. Awesome, awesome. So just say accept. Hi, Dr. Megan. Woo-hoo! You missed Dr. Jill. Oh, I didn't unmute you. Did I not unmute you?
Oh no, I just
Oh,
didn't unmute myself. Hi,
okay.
Ava. I didn't know your hair was so long. It looks pretty.
Thank you so much. Mo, are you having a challenge coming on?
She asked me
We're
for the
waiting for.
link. Yeah, she asked me for the link. She might be.
Yes! Everything is right about this. This
Yes,
is going to be the theme of the day. Everything is right
Rosa.
about this. Yes, I love your purple pom pom.
I do
Is
too.
purple, was there a memo for purple? I missed the memo.
Cocky. Yeah, that's a little memo. Hey, that's why we call ourselves Memo, because we're always doing the same stuff.
Yes, yes. So here's the thing, ladies. This right here in front of you is the dynamic duo called Memo. It's Dr. Megan and Mo. I thought Mo had a U. I didn't realize it's only Mo.
It does have a U.
It does have a
It doesn't have
U,
a U.
but it confuses people. People call me Moo.
Oh,
So Mo. Keep it
okay, Mo. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So before I'm not sure if you were already on the stage a while ago, but I was introducing you that Dr. Megan is a naturopathic physician that specializes in gut health, and also Mo is a biochemist who specializes in Ayurvedic and essential oil solutions. She's an amazing educator. I was saying you spit it up like fire. You do it so fast. It's pretty amazing. I can't catch up. So, Dr. Megan, tell us about what treat do you two have for us today?
Oh, well, I think Mo and I discussed it previously, and we were thinking that we would like to inspire your listenings and recharge them. That's the point of this event. I have a few things that I think will be useful. Mo does as well. And then we thought maybe we could give a few testimonies and then maybe talk about the few of nature's nine outlaws like we did, like you heard. Okay, what do you think about that?
I love it, doctor. Let's go. Let's do it. Everything's right about that. You can tell
Good,
us your
good.
story. Tell us your story. How have you come up with the knowledge, the strategies, the solutions that you have? One of the frustrations that I have as a hospital physical therapist um, is that oftentimes people have to be in their worst shape for the doctors to do something about it. So you go
Yeah.
meet with a doctor, because of our, and it's not our doctor's fault, it's our healthcare system. Our healthcare system have
Yeah.
cut the reimbursement so much that the doctors are forced to just keep their visits every 15 minutes to keep their doors open. Otherwise, they can't keep
Yeah.
they can stay in business. So they have 15 minutes allotted with every patient, and they're probably in front of you for 5 minutes because they still have to document.
For
And
5 minutes.
right, for 5 minutes at best, and you probably are allowed 1 to 2 questions at the most. And so, with
Yeah.
the general attitude becomes, if it's not worse enough, let's not mess with it, and so things have to get so bad before we actually do something about it. And I love
Mhm.
what you're doing because you're focusing on education, and this is the missing piece that I feel is missing. That it's all on us. It's all on us to get educated. One of the businesses that I actually started is Own Your Health Today. You know,
Right.
right? You do have to own it, because guess what? If you don't own your health, nobody does. It's not in the hands of your doctors.
Yeah.
It's not in the hands of other healthcare
No.
providers. And this is what's amazing about having Dr. Megan here and Mo, is this is exactly who they are. They educate in how to keep yourself healthy. Tell us, Dr. Megan, how did you get yourself in this choice of side of being a physician, being more naturopathic, preventative instead of reactive, which is like the rest
Um,
of the healthcare?
yeah, no, that's a good question. To be honest, I always wanted to be a doctor, even since I was like 10. I don't know why. We didn't have no medical professionals in our family, and I was not sickly as a child, but it was always like in me. And so, really, though, I did intend to go to conventional medical school, and I did go to interviews. But when I got to the first interview, the lady laughed at me when I told her I wanted to study herbs. She actually just, like that. Oh, you're not going to learn about that here. That's what she said, just like that. So that disappointed me. But then I went to the next interview, and the guy was like, oh, the specialty do you want to go into? Because of course they all specialize. I said, oh, I want to go into like preventative medicine and use herbs. And he shouted at me, that's not medicine, shouted at me, and even hit his fist on the desk. And so basically that's when I understood that this system would not work for me. I don't believe that once you're sick, you're always sick. I had already had my own illness and seen that. Secondly, I didn't believe in using drugs hardcore like that for long term. Short term is okay, not long term. It destroys the body. So I just had to look for something else. And that's when I found naturopathic medical school. Mhm.
That is so beautiful, Dr. Regan. How about you, Mo? I know that you are, you're a biochemist turned into now an Ayurvedic and essential oil specialist. What brought you to this passion?
Yes, so my would be I was brought up in that way. Like, unless and until I was dying of toothache, we will never be taken even to a dentist. Everything was home remedies. So whether it's the neem twig or the posts and patients that my grandparents, grand aunts and uncles, my dad would be making, because that was not only pleasant but sustainable. So, of
Yes.
course, modern medicine is miraculous. We have doctors. My uncle is a doctor, but I've seen the involvement that my uncle had. Like, more than the money, money was always a side thing, but the passion, because their end goal was to see people truly heal by
Yeah.
doing
Yes.
everything, including medicine. Now, when I came to US to pursue my higher studies, of course, in biochemistry in U of H, and I saw not only my fellow graduates, but also my mentors. And then when I started working at the hospital, I saw people were popping pills like crazy for a headache. They would take ibuprofen and Tylenol, just like chewing gums. No, 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 I need to go to the meeting. Well, I'm also going to the meeting, and not everybody's perfectly fine all the time, but we don't try to suppress what our body is crying out for. So whenever we
Mm.
have headaches or any kind of discomfort, our body is not looking for Tylenol or ibuprofen. So we need to listen more to our bodies. And then, of course, when I saw more and more of it, and the work that I was doing, and I have worked in, for drug research institutes and all. So I thought, no, this whole concept needs to change. We need to download the ancient wisdom. So that was me in my 20s. And then coming here, it was like, okay, I've landed at the perfect place where I need to do something. But because I was a busy mom at that time, with my husband traveling full time, with my little babies, like my friends over here are family, but we don't have like family as such here. So I started telling myself, okay, I'll do it. When I have time, I will have something of my own where I will plug people in. But right now, I'm just in the survival mode. And then my own hormones started showing up, imbalances started showing up, where I was
Mm.
irritable, motherhood being my first favorite job. I was irritable with my kids. I didn't want to be with my kids in the evening, especially in the last until like 4 years ago. So I was like, what kind of a horrible mom am I becoming? All those mom
Oh,
guilt. And then, I was very, very tired and bloating. My periods were out of like 30, 40 days cycle. So I knew what was going on. But I told myself, I don't have the time to make those pastes and potions. I don't have that infrastructure. So guess what? My 4-year-old son is not able to sleep because of allergies. I will be giving him, and I was giving him the children's Claritin and Tylenol that I was buying from Costco, and I felt terribly guilty about it. But I did not have a sustainable solution. This was a catch-22 situation. So much so that I signed up for a breathing workshop to help with my stress, just to reconnect with those ancient, things that I was brought up, but I was realizing I was forgetting because I was telling myself I don't have time. I didn't have time too. So
Right.
then I just, if you send out your prayers and wishes to the universe always puts the right people in front of you, the right resources. We need to be open-minded and have clarity to seek out those opportunities. So essential oils just landed in front of me at the perfect time before it was too late, whereas my health and my family is concerned. And now I'm
That
like,
is
I'll be doing this till the last day of mine on this planet.
Yes, that is beautiful, Mo, what you said. I just wanted to kind of like bring a few things that you said that are that's very powerful. That when our body speaks, when our body is saying something that it's going through and it's crying out and we suppress it, like whether it's hyperacidity and you just take some pills to stop that hyperacidity, or whether it is that you're having a headache and you just pop a pill. But really, what's going on underneath that is powerful to even pay attention to what am I doing wrong, or from the words of Dr. Jill, what is it that how can I get this right? What's my opportunity here right now, so that we could actually look at it. I love what you bring together. And so I know that you have actually prepared something for our audience in here. So I want to let you do your magic together. Talk us into what you have. They I mean, these two can talk for hours
yeah, we
about health,
can.
literally. So to give them like a 45 minute timeline is really such a stretch for them. So I'm gonna go give them a stage and I'm just gonna go watch it here. Okay, the stage is yours, Dr. Megan and Mo. Thank you.
Okay. Well, really, it was Mo's idea. So, Mo, tell us what we're going to do first, okay?
Dr. Megan, I'm always super inspired by your life journey and by your heart, that you are using all the messes in your life to help as many and inspire as many. So please enlighten us with a little bit of your life story that can be put together to inspire many, so that they don't reach either too late, a point too late, or maybe sometimes even a point of no return. We don't want
Yeah.
people to be there. So please tell us from your life experience.
Okay. Mo's the boss in this memo. I always got to say to her. Okay. So, sure. Well, hey, guys, I'm Dr. Megan. And I guess just to tell you a little bit about, excuse me, about my life so far. I think maybe some of you probably won't know, but I was originally born in Paris, France, and we moved here to the US in my childhood. I had a very happy childhood, very loving parents. Now they weren't loving dovey, but they loved me, and I knew they loved me. And I do have siblings as well, although they were a lot older. Like my sister's 10 years older and my brother 8. So we didn't really grow up together. I was mainly alone as a child. But I liked being social and being alone. I have no problem. Anyway, so let's fast forward to when I was 16. I had been vegan all up until that time. Then I started eating meat. So fast forward to, and I was also heavily constipated, pooping only once a month, which I did not know was a problem. So I didn't tell my parents or nobody about it. Thought it was normal because it started when I was 5 years old. Let's fast forward from 16 to 24. I got diagnosed with lupus. I was actually in Cuba for medical school at the time because, like I said, I always knew I was going to be a doctor. And I was going to go to Cuba because you could go to school for free there and then return to the US. But I actually spent a month in the hospital over there because of this now lupus diagnosis. I sort of did a natural healing program after. I did not work with a doctor, though, to my folly. And so now let's fast forward from 24 to 39. I see my thyroid is still bad. I see I'm starting to get high blood pressure, high cholesterol. And now I'm a doctor, guys, but I still was not really giving it the attention that it deserved. And so then at 39 now, that was 38. At 39 now, I got out of my car, my legs stopped working, and I collapsed. And that was basically the beginning of a few rare strokes, a GI bleed as well. My kidney stopped, so I was on dialysis. I had a bacterial infection with Pseudomonas in my lungs, and I just stopped breathing altogether. So anyway, all this, my sequelae of all this is that now I'm actually temporarily paralyzed. I haven't walked since April 22nd last year. In December last year, I started being able to stand up with my walker. Yeah, that's an accomplishment. And I got the purple pom pom. I need to get my own purple pom pom. You ain't gonna be the only one with a purple pom pom. We are Memo after all. I need to get one. Now, anyway, so you know, they're taking a pom pom. Anyway, so I guess something. Anyway, I think you all could hopefully be encouraged by my story because, again, before I was a doctor, I could say, "Oh, this is what life has given me. I'm not sure why I have this. Who cares?" But now, as a doctor, and not just a doctor, guys, a naturopathic doctor. So we study to help people heal. That's what we are trained to do. And I've helped so many people actually sicker than me, stage 4 metastasized cancers. They be dead right now, but they heal themselves. And yet I completely ignored my own health for whatever reasons. I have a lot of confidence. I don't feel like I'm trash. I just was oblivious in a way, to be honest. And so that's my message to you, to please don't ignore symptoms. This was not a surprise to me. I saw all this stuff. So please don't ignore them. Take them seriously. And also know that you can heal. And I don't plan on having lupus forever either. I'm going to heal myself of that, just like I'm going to walk again. But again, you do have to take these things seriously. Don't ignore them.
Perfect. Perfect.
That's a
That's
powerful
a message.
story, Dr. Megan. Very powerful story. You've been through a lot in health. And that's what, from knowing you, I knew you were the perfect testimony of that. Our bodies heal ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
because
do.
you're a living, walking testimony. Now that you're walking again,
Yeah.
yeah, living and walking testimony that our body do heal with the right interventions.
Hey.
Yes. And why I love highlighting her story, I should tell you, Eva. Apart from that, I just absolutely love her spirit because no matter what, indomitable spirit. So that's an example we want to give to the world that no matter what life throws at you or circumstances, or even what you might have done consciously,
Yeah.
unconsciously, the only option for us as human beings to thrive is to move forward, is to go forward with full positivity and recognizing all the resources and using them for our own well-being so that we can be a little better, so that we can do better, right? So she's a
Right.
perfect example of that. Look at the way she's able to laugh. She's talking about a serious thing. She's serious about it. She's doing everything she can. So the smartest decision she's making and being a doctor, but she had lost it a little bit because she was so involved in, again, as her heart, all service, give, forgetting about herself. So that's why she needs the right kind of tribe. We all need the right kind of tribe to sometimes remind her and also remind us that it's okay to forgive ourselves. We all make different kinds of mistakes for whatever reason. Her was
Yes.
noble reason, but then there's always an opportunity to move forward. So that's
Yeah.
why I love her story. Now, Dr. Megan, please, you already shared one of the testimonials that, that metastasis that happened stage 4 and was you were able to help heal. I would love you to share 2 more testimonials before I go ahead and share maybe 3 of mine, just to give hope to people, right?
Sure,
Is
sure.
Yes.
that good, Eva?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll try to be quick then. Ava, it's funny. that you mentioned hyperacidity before, because I want to address that as one of my testimonials. You know, guys, in conventional medicine, when people say they have heartburn or reflux, they always do think it's hyperacidity. And so they put them on what we call PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, to stop their stomach acid. But I want to tell you that in general, in naturopathic medicine, we see that people have reflux not because of high acid, because of low acid. So let me give you a
Mm.
testimonial just about this. I had a 9-year-old girl named Melania. She had been to the ER every single week. Why? Because she had chest pain as a 9-year-old. So her mother is taking her every week for at least 2 months, every single week to the ER. Now, mind you, children don't want to go to the hospital. So if they ask to go, you know it's serious. Heck, even adults don't want to go there. Okay, so a child, if it's they feel like they need to go. The doctors would always give her workup, of course, cardiovascular, which is your heart, or maybe even pulmonary, which is your lungs. That's what's in the chest. And again, remember, they're only thinking of certain regions. They don't really look at the body as a whole. So, of course, everything's always going to be normal because most 9-year-olds do have a normal heart and lungs. Okay.
Right.
So it's all normal. Yet our mother is exhausted. And the girl herself, this heartburn is keeping her up at night. She cannot go to sleep. She's so tired, she can't even stay awake in class during the day. She's resting at playtime. At recess, when children are supposed to be running around, she's too tired to even play. Now, you know, kids will make up all kinds of reasons why they don't want to go to church or to school or whatever. But only if they're really sick will they deny playing because it's inherent
Yes.
that kids want to play. So, again, that means there's something wrong. So finally, her mom, in exhaustion, brought her to me. I don't even remember how she found me. I looked at her diet diary. The things that she was having trouble eating were basically anything with tomato. So raw tomatoes, spaghetti sauce, um, pizza, any kind of tomato. Okay. So after looking at her diet, and that was before I knew about the Carroll food intolerance eval, but still, tomato isn't one of those, but that's the point. So I looked at her diet diary. I told the mom, I think she's low in stomach acid. And so I said, let me just, because it's typically how they present. So I said, let's give her some bitter herbs, which bitter stimulate your entire GI. And then I also told her to do the castor oil pack. Castor oil is soaking a washcloth in castor oil and then placing it on the area. Sometimes you can saran wrap it. If it's the abdomen, saran wrap it to your stomach to keep it in place. If it's your knee, you can put it on your knee. Your foot, you can soak socks. If it's arthritis in your hands, you can soak gloves. The point is, it's an analgesic, so it helps with pain and with circulation. Now, the first night, she was like, I don't want to wear an oily rag to bed, like most kids would do. Even adults will do that, okay? You know what she said the second night? Mom, come do my casserole pack. I thought that was hilarious. And her mom was very surprised too. She's like, he was just complaining about it. But now she's asking me to do it the next night because that was the first night that the little girl had slept through the night in weeks. The first night that the mom slept because the little girl slept. She was a single mom too, so she didn't have any help. Okay. The first time.
Wow.
So again, that's just that the power of just doing that. Yeah. So I just love that story. I love that story. And now, just so you know, that was a long time ago. So I think she's about 15 now, and she's going to be a doctor. So she wants to be a doctor. So I hope I influenced her in that.
That is so awesome. That's a great story. Wow.
That's really empowerment, right? And recharging when we are helping moms sleep
Yeah.
better just because their kids are doing better. I can so relate to that, Dr. Megan, what you shared. Because one of my testimonials, my gateway to my essential oil lifestyle is owing to my daughter, and exactly same situations. You know, she was very listless, had no interest to play. Energy, right? Lack of energy in kids is the first indicator that they are not doing well.
Right.
He was
Right.
7 years old at that time, and we had
Oh,
done
too.
x-rays for about 10 months. This was going on, this digestive issue was going on, and that was one of my reasons why I signed up for the breathing workshop that I mentioned, just because I needed to detach from everything that was going on so that I could come back as an empowered mom. And I came back way more empowered with the solution, and that was my the digestive blend that I used on her. And within 6 to 7 weeks, I started seeing the difference. Her performance in the restroom, number one thing, pooping, right? That's number one solution. That's why I love everything related to poop. And we both, love anything, any talks about poop. Poop talk is our jam, because it's so important to have everything that our body has already rejected be out of our body. Otherwise, constantly toxins around. So that was the first indication. And then we saw, like literally, we saw in 4 or 5 months, she doing her tumble tights and her gymnastics, and just energy that was trapped for so long, almost a year, go up. So this is about recharging, right? So that's what I want
Yes.
to mention. That when
Recharging.
recharging, right? And we women need to stick together so that we can be a tool to recharge ourselves, because Mother Nature has given us a huge job of nurturing. Whether we are nurturing our own kids, or whether we are aunts like Aunt Megan to my kids, or whether we are grandparents, right? We need to connect, because it's a little hard to do it all on your own. There is nothing called
Yes.
perfectness, right? Everybody can use their experiences, their geniuses, their knowledge, their insights, their sixth sense, help each other again to be better so that we can do better. So that's why I
Yeah.
love women empowerment. That's why I'm so grateful to you, Ava, for
Yes,
putting
thank
this
you.
beautiful event together. I
Good
just love
day.
your heart. You're an amazing mom
You
as well.
too.
Please,
Yeah.
please, be a part of her amazing Facebook group and
Yeah.
support her. I would say in anything that she's doing,
Mhm.
because she's doing a phenomenal job, and we need
Great
more
job.
of such people who are
Yeah.
Yes.
bringing out women who might be in shells and looking for sources but don't know where to find. So reach out, let the whole world know. Then the ready, able, willing people will come and join your tribe. That's our message. We are here only to
Yes.
share. Whoever wants to take advantage of it, one precious life before we all become topsoil, right? So live it in a good way.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome. That was beautiful what you said, Mo. I really love what you said, because there's a lot of moms really, they don't have the resources that surrounds them. They First of all, I have to say we're not even aware what's possible. If we live in isolation and we don't have the support around us, then we only know what we know. So it's important that we get the support, we get into a community of women who are all uplifting, encouraging, giving, so that we can get out of just ourselves. It takes a community to rally behind a mom to raise a child well. And this is what Recharging Your Superwoman community is about. Thank you so much for uplifting that, just for encouraging us with that. So I'll let you keep going, because this you've got this all planned together, the memo.
Thank you so
Memo
much,
in
Eva.
action.
So we are seeing that we have about 19 minutes left. I will quickly share a few testimonials before I ask Dr. Megan to share. She has already shared two. So a quick short testimonial before we leave our audiences with some practical tips, because we want to, have pour as much value as we can. So in my life, in this journey, since I've embraced for the last couple of years, I'm talking about sharing, whether it is what we use, oil supplements, whatever, personal care, home care, powders, smoothies, or whatever. This is literally a lifestyle. Whether we are doing that while sharing, or whether we are imbibing, we are using in our everyday life. As you can see, my diffuser always goes on, 6, 7 diffusers around the house, because we need to make sure that we are keeping our air clean. So whether we are living or whether we are sharing, whoever is willing to do whatever, the opportunities are open, right? But testimonials are like an everyday thing for us. Yesterday itself, I hurt my left knee because I tend to move a little too fast. I need to be careful. So I'm very bad. Like my occasional pain is always 10, because I'm always banging my shoulders or something black and blue. So, oh my gosh, these hugs of Mother Nature are such a savior, because it was hurting so much last night. And in order to get better sleep, apart from diffusing the oils that I regularly do, what did I do? I used my pain blend that I have made quickly within 5 minutes. It was done with, so that I did not have to sleep in that pain. Did the pain absolutely go away? It's still there, but because I hurt it so bad, it's still there, but it's 10% of what it was if I did not do anything. Maybe I would not have a good sleep. So when I'm talking about essential oils, testimonials are like an everyday thing, whether it is for my own experience, my family's, or from the clients and the people that I serve. So when an autistic mom, that was one of the like breakthrough moment for me when I heard, a mom of an autistic 13-year-old girl literally cry for 15 minutes over the phone because of the changes that she saw within a couple of weeks of embracing this lifestyle. Just the short changes, not huge. Just that her daughter was not hyperactive all the time, that she could sleep better, she could help her daughter sleep better and joy, smile more. Just 2 weeks that she saw the difference. Then another testimonial of a 4-year-old mom who always has a lot of bloating and digestive issues, right? That so sleeping better, mood better, getting in a better mood, being able to, bring that smile that a child needs to have, everybody needs to have, or maybe just able to move a little better just because of lower pain and inflammation and aches and pains. All these testimonials just kept opening my door so much that I realized, no, I am going to be 44. I need to do more meaningful stuff with my life, which I couldn't do being a mom as well as a full-time, working in hospital. So one had to go. What is the least thing that I could let go? Thanks to my super supportive husband. He said, you know what? I know that you rock this. You have that heart to help people. Nothing brings you more joy than to see people healthy and joyful. I know you love healthcare. I know you like your work in the hospital. But if you feel that it is too much, don't try to do too many things and be sick, right? It is totally, it'll be like a huge failure. So I was happy to step away from my full-time job a little more than a year ago and doing this full-time just because of the testimonials in my personal life and others. So Dr. Megan, over to you. Of course, we know your vibe. We can see it exemplified by your life. But what are, and there are tons of testimonials that you also get almost maybe on a daily basis. What is one more of them? Because we could literally sit and chat forever, but I want to use the last 15 minutes also to share some tips to our audience
And
to
I,
add
I
value.
also and I also wanted to answer another question. There was a question in our audience that I'll bring up to you.
Oh, so they
Yeah.
requested nice. Oh, I didn't know they were watching us live. I just thought it was a recording. Oh, nice. Well,
Yeah,
hello,
we've
everyone.
got a lot of people in our audience right now.
Oh,
Hey,
And
hello
hi
there.
everyone. We didn't know. Hi everyone.
Nice. Yeah, make sure you ask good questions. Okay, another quick testimony, and then we'll move over on to maybe the our happy list and Mo's list, and then also Nature's 9 health laws, the most important ones. So the last testimony, I think I'll talk about Miss Yvonne. Very nice lady, older, probably black. Well, yes, she was black, not probably. In her 60s or so, maybe near 70. When she, okay, sorry, just heard something.
everything's right
Um,
about that, doctor. Everything is
uh,
right about that. It's okay.
yeah,
We get a background music.
yeah, yeah. My dad's
That's our
playing.
amazing dad playing
That's my dad
piano.
playing. Yeah, he's always playing. But anyway, so Miss Yvonne, guys, she told me that she was almost bedridden. She could only get out of bed to make herself get out of bed to eat. Otherwise, she had no energy. A little bit religious. She was a Jehovah's Witness, and as you go, they typically like to go, out into the to witness, in the neighborhoods. She could not do that, could not work, could not do anything. Also had high blood pressure and diabetes. So the first time she came to, I again don't, because back in those days we didn't have Clubhouse, so I had a very difficult time getting found back then. She did find me, called me, and I don't even think she ever came to the office because you guys know I do telemedicine. That's video and telephone calls. I can do my whole everything via an app. Some patients I've never seen them in person. They know I exist. They see my head, but they don't know if I have legs. Anyway, so she called me up and I started working with her, obviously to change. Because again, when I work with people, I want them to heal. That's my goal. And so we started working on her blood sugar, got in a reasonable diet for that. So 6 weeks into the story, she goes to the doctor and he's like, "Oh, your blood pressure's so low. I guess I can take half your medicine away." And she'd already lost like 10 pounds. And she was so excited. She hadn't lost that much weight in like 30 years. Then the next time, I was already telling her, hey, I think once your blood pressure really starts getting regulated, you're going to need to ask your doctor to take you off the medication. In general, my practice is not to remove people's medications. If I did not prescribe it, I don't want to mess with what another doctor did, but I will advise you to go and do that with that doctor. So she went to that doctor, but you know what the doctor said? He told her he didn't want to reduce it again. He told her that he likes to wait until his patients pass out before he removes their medication. And I said, "You did not say that." She said, "Yes, he did. He said he likes to wait till they pass out." I said, "You mean pass out like while you're walking down the street with around the stairs with your grandbaby in your arms so both of y'all can bust your heads and pass out? Or you mean pass out while you're driving a car so you can kill somebody else or yourself?" So at that time, I did wean her myself. But anyway, now she's completely reversed her diabetes, off her blood pressure meds, and she even had a house party to invite me to her house party to introduce me to all her friends. Her husband came and attended, and when he saw me, just hugged me and hugged me. He said, "I've seen my wife try many, many things, but she's never stuck with anything until she met you. And she's still one of my close. I say she's a friend now. To me, all my patients, not just patients, to me, they're like family. I treat them like I care about them because I do. So she's another great story.
That's awesome. That's so, and that's such a miracle, because a lot of times in the medical field, they say when you start to have a blood pressure, it's always, you always have that problem, or when you have diabetes, it's not curable. You always have diabetes. But with the naturopathic medicines, or however you call it, doctor, what do you call it? Naturopathic
Yeah,
interventions,
naturopathic medicine, that's right. Or
medicine. Yeah,
naturopathy or natural medicine, anything like that.
yeah, yeah, and also the aid of essential oils, the that we have a way to not only resort to just keeping the way we are and just loading up for ourselves with more medication. So that's very powerful. I'd love to hear what you have to give, but let me just preface, we have one question, and the question is, she's asking if there is a connection between there's a connection between overgiving and chronic diseases.
If there's a connection between what?
Overgiving and
Overgiving?
Ren is asking overgiving, like maybe if you're giving too much, or
Oh,
you're overdoing,
I do think there is a connection in a few different ways. People that generally overgive, people like me, for example, um, tend to be stressed out even when they don't realize it. So, of course, when the doctor asked me a few years ago, "Are you stressed out?" I told him no. But indeed, I was very stressed. I just didn't recognize it. So they tend to be
Yes,
over stressed out. And also, I think they tend to spend too much energy. So those both of those things directly, when you're in stress, guys, you produce stress hormone, which is cortisol. That is working to vasoconstrict your blood vessels. That means make them smaller. So you can think of this as like you taking a drinking straw and squeezing it with your hand and then still trying to suck up water through that. You're not going to get any water. Same thing with your blood vessels. But once you do that in the blood vessels, that's more serious than not getting water. That leads to heart attack and stroke because now you lead to bad blood flow and that kind of stuff. And also being too stressed out can give you a lot of gut problems as well, which can lead to cancer and autoimmune diseases. So yes, overgiving is definitely a problem. I totally believe in self care and just being aware.
yes, absolutely. We have a few questions, and what we're gonna do, Mina made a comment, and Ren made a comment. I just want to acknowledge you as you ask questions. Dr. Megan and more are gonna get this later on, and we're gonna make another video. I'm signing you up for this memo.
Yeah.
Um, that we're gonna do another video
Brother.
answering all of the questions, any of your comments. So go ahead and put them on the comment section, because we're going to address them. Create the video and send it via email so that we can address your questions and your comments. Thank you so much for doing that, for being engaged with us, because really we're all in this together. You're not just watching us, we want you to have an experience. What's coming up? Get ready, brace yourself. We've got 20 minutes with Memo, and what's coming up is they're actually going to share with us what they want you to take away today. They want you to walk away with something that actually is tangible, that you can actually start your life with, energize you, inspire you, get in the right track. So go ahead, I'm going to have you just share what you have, because I know you've got a happy list together. Let's hear it.
Thank you so much. And just to address partly that last question, again, Dr. Megan is an example of that. Overgiving will have its, repercussions. And also always focus, everybody, especially women here, Please focus on being that fountain, or which is always overflowing fountain, not a dried up fountain, so that you are filling yourself so that you can give to others. Only that is the way to sustainably serve others. Self care is never selfish. So, first, fill up with that well of yours so that people can always come and drink from it. So, be that well. And that is what our wish is here for, all of you. And that is, I think, the goal of our sweet, amazing Ava here. That's why she has put it all together for you all, right? Because
Yes.
it's not being paid for or anything. It's our time that we are sharing because we truly want you to be healthy and joyful. Please, one precious life. So going on to the nine laws of nature, Dr. Megan, what we can do is, just to be mindful of everyone's time, just go ahead and list the nine laws all at once, and then I will combine my some of my essential oils and lifestyle, because it's a lifestyle, right? It's not, we are not making any claims of any treatment, disease cure
Right.
here. This is just lifestyle, how to live vibrantly each and every moment, no matter what, and even if that is true empowerment. And then I will list some of the oils and the blends I can talk about pertaining to those nine laws of nature of yours. Stay tuned. She is just going to drop the knowledge bomb right here. So go ahead, over to you, Dr.
She's
Megan.
funny. Okay, guys.
Get your
So I'm
pens
gonna
and
list
papers
them.
ready.
Get your pen and papers ready, or your cell phone notes, whatever. Most got hers. Okay, guys. Here are the nine laws, and I'll just give you a little tidbit about them, just so to hopefully concretize. Is that a word? Make them concrete in your head. Okay. The first one is air. Air. Deep breathing. No, you can only breathe, not breathe for not 3 minutes before you'll pass out. You don't die, but you will pass out, and you will die in a few more minutes. So deep breathing on inhalation to 5, exhalation through the nose, inhalation through the nose, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, all the way to 5, exhalation through the mouth. Air is the first one. Second one, these are in order of importance. Again, I said you will die in a few minutes without air. Second one is water. Our body's 70 to 80% water. Okay, you need it for waste elimination. Pooping is solid waste. Peeing is liquid waste. Sweating is another liquid waste. And then vapor from your lungs is the fourth one. So that's why you need it for buoyancy, muscle relaxation, everything. Clear mind. Okay. Water, number two. Third one is nutrition, but it's not just good enough to eat healthy or be vegan. Because, guys, you can actually do something called the Cure Food Intolerance Eval, which I just learned about after my strokes. And it's basically testing how your blood reacts when it's put in contact with a certain food. There's really only 20 foods that they've been noticed over the last hundreds of years, 300 years, that will give people a problem. Four of them are animal products like dairy, meat, fish, and eggs. The other 16 are non dairy, potato, grains are things like corn and rice and quinoa, coconut, wheat, gluten, sugar, fruit. Okay, so there's many things. Nobody is safe. So not just eating healthily, but adequate nutrition. The fourth one is sleep. You can also die in about 2, 3 months without any sleep at all. Let's try to go to bed before midnight, around 10, because those hours count as double. So 10 to 12, literal 2 hours, figuratively 4 to the body. Okay. Have a sleep routine. Just don't collapse into bed. Fifth law, exercise. And I don't mean getting up and going to the fridge. Now, that's my favorite exercise. Everybody knows that. But I mean real aerobic exercise where your heart is beating and you're sweating. This can help you eliminate toxins like heavy metals or mercury. Even mercury comes out in sweat from exercise. The seventh law will be ground wait, that's the sixth law. Sixth law is grounding. This is time outside in nature, breathing the air. The trees give off vital compounds, and the plants, so the beach, the forest, the mountains, whatever, grounding and being out there. Seventh, positive mindset and spirituality. Okay, just having a positive mindset. I love the formula: event plus my reaction equals outcome. The event, my stroke in my example, my reaction, okay, not great at first, but now I'm getting better, right? Equals probably a positive outcome, right? If you are negative all the time, you can't expect anything positive from being negative. Spirituality, believe in God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you want, but higher power is usually beneficial. The eighth law is purpose. So you need to have a reason to get up every day. whether you're working, you're a student, if you're a caregiver, you want to give back to your community. However, let's not just have a lot of time and even worse, a lot of money and just be very unhappy. The ninth one is fun. So we have to have fun in our lives with our family, with our friends, doing just whatever. Okay, so again, air, water, nutrition, sleep, exercise, grounding, positive mindset, spirituality, purpose, and fun. Take it away, Mo.
Wow, that was power packed. Sounds simple enough, but complicated. Isn't
It
it?
is.
Sounds simple
Yes.
enough. Nine. Just nine.
Yes, and I love it. And I love how she puts in the order of importance. Again, whatever situations are, the ability to respond, right? Rather than react. Just that ability to respond comes from creating a little bit of a distance between us, who we really are, and what we possess. What do we possess? Our mind and our bodies. They are still our possessions. That is not wholly, fully who we are, which is our soul, our spirit. So if we can create that little distance between us and that body and mind that we possess, then we are able to respond a little better because we are able to see how our body is reacting. Is our heart rate going up? Are we sweating? Or how is our mind responding? Are we immediately jumping to react? Then that little distance is created, and that distance can be created only when we have a little space. And it's again paying attention, right? Paying attention to how our bodies and minds are talking to us, the us. Our minds and bodies are again possession. So being able to respond is what? Responsible. That's what makes us responsible. Respond to situations rather than immediately react. So creating that distance needs a little bit of attention, and paying attention needs a little bit of practice, which is a process. Okay. And we can all help each other to stay mindful of that process. Maybe it is for us women is through venting, through trusting someone. No matter what our mind or body will be in whatever shape, if we have a trustworthy, even 4 to 5 friends that we can just throw our mind and bodies at without any judgment or questions asked, it's a
Yes.
life well lived. That's what really
Yes.
matters. That's what my
Yes.
mother-in-law, shared with me always. She's not
Yes.
anymore, but she's always my friend from the other side. So again, all the things that we can do when it comes to essential oils, all that essential oils do, or whatever nature's medicinal tools do, is help us do the things that we as human beings are meant to do. What are we meant to do? We are meant to think positive thoughts. We are meant to think for others while we are thinking of ourselves. We are meant to sleep better, move better, digest or process our food better. We are able to drink more water so that we are able to drink like we feel inspired, look forward to drinking water, or whatever it is, brushing our teeth to do that better. Whatever we are meant to do as human beings, essential oils and the lifestyle we live, the community that comes with it, just helps us to do those. Okay, so let's talk about air breathing. So oils like lemon, lavender, peppermint, eucalyptus, rosemary. If you put a few drops in the diffuser, of course, you need to make sure that you are working with the oils that are sourced from different places across the planet, not only from your own backyard, because the whole biochemistry, the chemical profile will be different because we are looking to get benefits that will help us heal, right? So
Mhm.
breathing, that will help us breathe. When my husband is snoring some of the days, I go ahead and use this blend right there and just rub it on his mustache, a little bit on his nose. I just hold it between my fingers and just do it for 5, 10 minutes. The snoring goes down so that both of us sleep better, right? So natural, safe, sustainable, fun ways to help us sleep better, breathe better. That is air. Next is again water. So water, again, as Dr. Megan said, it's so important. So if we add certain oils that will help us, our brain remember to drink more often and improve the taste of the water, like the citrus oils. Yes, essential oils are safe for ingestion. It is up to people, but only certain essential oils that come with the supplemental fat. okay, because all essential oils are not created equal. And they are very strong and potent. So safety is very important. So that's why it's important, whoever, my message to all of you here, whoever you're getting oils from, please get from a trustworthy source, that you have a person to go back and ask your questions, because this is not one time, one problem, one solution approach. This is a lifestyle. So that you are plugged to a continuous education supportive community. So drinking water, it helps us drink more. For me and my husband, it has gone up almost up to 4 times the amount of water that we used to drink. We realized how less we used to drink. Number 3 is nutrition. So if we can incorporate certain oils like cinnamon, like grapefruit, which will help us not only with the blood sugar balance, but also provide hormonal balance, as along with adding taste, because some green powder and all, they're not so tasty. I can customize the taste according to me. I love spicy stuff. So I was born and brought up in India. So I add my spicy oils, my fennel, my cinnamon, my ginger, so on and so forth. Then sleeping is so crucial. That's the time when our bodies really restores and relaxes and rejuvenates, recovers. So sleeping is hugely supported by using diffusing essential oils and massaging. So there are 3 ways: diffusing, massaging, and internal. So massaging again is a huge thing in our family, because immediately that power of loving touch, as well as Mother Nature's goodness. Then exercising, if we are doing, I have experienced sometimes some of the days I do intense exercise, and when my joints the next day are creaking, because I'm over 40, my joints sometimes creak when I wake up. Or if I've had a crick in my neck and I'm not able to function properly, guess what? I will use the oils and the rub and the blend, so that again, I get that immediate relief, that I can function. Then after 3-4 hours, I again apply, so that I can function even better. And it is healing naturally, not through suppressing, not through any dengue or icy hots. We are overloading. Already our toxic load in our homes, in our bodies are high. So we don't want to overload our systems. Then grounding, when we are either relaxing and we are, just winding down at night, or maybe we are walking barefoot in our backyard. Again, using certain grounding blends that we have really enhances that experience, whether we are on our yoga mat, or whether we are doing our spiritual practices like sandalwood and myrrh and frankincense. I love to put in my third eye area, so that I have better experience out of that 30 minutes that I'm spending on my yoga mat. Then being able to respond. There are a whole set of emotional blends we use depending on the situation. On my crazy days, crazy full days, I will diffuse those blends that help me focus. Rosemary, wild orange, peppermint in combination are one of the few. Lemon in my water, so that I'm well detoxed. That helps with focus. Then finding purpose, so that even when there are negative energies coming your way, those oils, when you diffuse, inhaling is the best way when it comes to emotion and lung support. Inhaling those oils just help me stay away from those, not let me deviate me or distract me from my path of purpose. I am unstoppable in my vision and mission. No energy, negative energy can impact me. And this is what I want for every wellness warriors like you all. So that's where essential oils come in. It's a part of our everyday lifestyle. I hope this
Yes.
helps our audience here.
That is so good. That is so good. So, um, I know that you are going to give some things for free to our audience. I hope that you're able to give them some kind of tips. We've got some very engaged audience, and I wanted to be able to kind of give them the news. I know you didn't mention any oils, but I know that you're going to give us something for free, so that they can kind of get started. What are you giving our audiences? That I know you're giving your happy list, doctor, right?
Yeah. So, guys, my happy list is a bunch of things that make me happy. So, to be honest, it's more gut focused. Yeah, GI, gastrointestinal, gut
We
focused. But
need
to be
that.
honest, yeah, but to be honest, I started that because I kept answering a lot of the same questions over and over in Clubhouse. And that does not annoy me. But the fact is, I felt like, okay, they need this information. And if I make it somehow where they can get it, that will be hopefully of a benefit to them. So, in addition to having gut info, like why you actually get sick, like why you're sick, like low enzymes, low acid, like I told you about Melania, H. pylori infection, those are the reasons Okay, I talk about the diagnoses, the different tests, that Carol food intolerance eval I told you about. The stool sample is on there, even the sample of the test. Gut herbs, other good stuff for the gut, like bone broth, the basic labs, what are they? There's just all kinds of stuff. I'm adding all the new stuff. I'm learning from Mo about Ayurveda and essential oils. And I'm even going to add a part about what is the gut? What do all the organs do? I forgot that for some reason. I just started in pathology. So anyway, guys, I keep updating that as I go along and give you, because I think you need it. I don't think you should depend on just doctors to tell you what they want to tell you, because they don't always tell you what you need to know. And then you get surprised. You didn't know you had that. How many patients of mine didn't know they had a fatty liver? Okay. So I already provided the link to Miss Ava. And when you sign up for that, typically all you have to do is put in your name and your birthday. I might send you a birthday card. We'll see. Okay. And stuff like that. And then you'll always be on there. And not only that, I put other things too. Like I get privy to a lot of health seminars as a doctor. And so I put when those are happening on there. So I'll just be always keeping that in contact with you all and trying to keep it pertinent and relevant. Okay. So you can find my happy list there. And of course, y'all can always contact me through my website, which is healthorganizers.net. Healthorganizers.net. Why? Because I'm working with you to tidy up your health naturally. Get it? I
Yes,
thought
thank you, doctor.
I
I thought
love
that was
that.
clever.
Organizing health. That is so important, right? To again to create sustainable daily healthy habits. So what we do here, and this is to all our audience here, is we give our heart and our time. When you see all the resources, I will share the resources. So that when we are giving the resources, why are we doing that? Because we want you all to be resourceful when it comes to your health, because we
Mhm.
want you to be an empowered wellness advocate for yourself and your loved ones. So be that healer in your home, right? Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is real power. So we want to encourage you with that. So I have shared my link with Ava already, but here are the places you can find us. So for me, you can find me every single day on Clubhouse, except Saturdays and Mondays. You will find me at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time teaching my classes, whether it's essential oils and hormones, essential oils and emotions, essential oils and Ayurveda, and breathing, energy, whatever. You'll find me on Clubhouse. You will find me every single day on Instagram doing my live at 5. I call it live at 5 because I wake up at 5 o'clock almost around, which I alive at 5, and then I do my live at 5. So live at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time every single day on the topic of the week. So I just covered oral health last week. Every week I choose the topic. Now, as far as products are concerned, these tiny bottles of oils, I used to do that. I used to send samples. I have stepped away from that to save everybody's time and resources. Why? Because again, we want people to first know and then find value in what is being shared. If it makes sense to them, if they find it logical, then only it makes sense for us to invest our time further and for them to invest their time and money in us.
Yes.
So why? Because many times I would send out the samples, they will pay the shipping, but guess what? They used to get hoarded. And for me, it's like my precious oils being hoarded somewhere on shelves, not being used. It really matters to me. So I thought, no, I want to work with people. First, empower them, let them know what's the value, so that when they, first of all, they decide, oh, yes, I should. It's not for everyone. It's okay. It's not for everyone now, or maybe never. But whoever understands, they will know the value of these oils. So much goes behind this. So much of our farmers all across the world invest time, whether it is waking up at 2 a.m. in the morning to harvest that rose from Bulgaria so that they have the right chemical profile to provide the emotional, physical benefit. So unless people know that, they will never value. So we
That's
can
true.
have money always. Money comes and money goes. Time is something that we can never ever have, like earn it back, or we cannot have it back. So what we are sharing here, my dears, me and Dr. Megan, and even Ava over here and everybody else, is something that is invaluable. Number one, it's our hearts, our intentions, our prayers for you all to be healthy and joyful. And second is our time. So value that. And if you find value in that, then we are here for you to support you further throughout your journey. Okay, but there are in that link you will find ebooks for sleep, for emotions, for lowering your toxin level and whatnot. And we are here always ready in our DMs to answer any of your questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mo. And this is so I'm gonna be sending separate emails for all of our speakers. I'm gonna have a summary of Dr. Megan and Mo and their recommendations, their free links for you, so that you could actually access them. You could see where to find them. You know where to follow them. And I'm signing you up to make another video to answer the questions because we've got very engaged audience who are asking questions, and I want to let you know that I value your questions. I value your time. We value your time. And Ren, I just wanted to put you on center stage. You're very engaged, and I want to let you know that you do have a lot of challenges, but your challenges, if I know you've heard Dr. Jill, your challenges are everything's right about that, because you're being called to bigger. You're being called to overcome such a big obstacle that I know you're going to be helping a lot of people, because as your problems get solved, as your problems get overcome, you're going to be helping others. So there's hoping that everything is right about you, and everything is right about you. So, Dr. Megan, thank you so much for this time. Thank you so much for this moment. We
You're
are going to
welcome.
continue to be together. And Mo, thank you so much. This is just kind of like the beginning of a relationship. These two are amazing. It's just that they carry so much in gut health, in natural health, in just taking care of our health. They carry so much. There's so much value to just following them, and just knowing how it is, so that you take back and own your health. Thank you, Dr. Megan. Thank you, Mo.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so
Ava,
much,
for this
Eva.
You're
event.
welcome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
And
for
guys
your
for
heart,
listening.
yeah, your time, your ideas, guys. She's behind this mastermind.
I